Hey there, welcome to the weed patch. Actually, that side didn't show much weeds. There's the weeds. Gonna talk a little bit today about how I'm setting my forms. My wife, who cares about me a ton, bought me some natural zinc oxide sunblock. All natural, and it makes me look like a ghost. Unless I rub it in and rub it in and rub it in for half an hour. So, which I don't. So anyway, I'm gonna show where I've got to, a brief review, and then show you how I'm doing my inside forms now that I've set the outsides. So here we go. So I'm standing close to the middle of the house right here, and so you can see just there where the step down happens to the lower trench for the walkout basement. And you can see that I've got one board set going across, and that trench, which will be a 30-inch footing, the other board comes this way closer to me, right? And that wall supports ICF shear wall that will go all the way up there into the sky. But anyway, it's a shear wall which allows me to have this huge expanse, essentially a 40 by 40 open clear span, and that shear wall closes it off and makes it so that those big long walls that hold the roof don't buckle. So this is a good place to discuss a little bit about why the footings are different sizes. So if you look at this footing here, the footing form that I've already set, that's a 24-inch footing, a 24-inch spread. And that runs all the way down and then goes into the step down that runs across, and then that'll have a little 20-inch stem wall on it to bring it up to that height, and then the ICF goes on top of that. But then this footing, the reason why it's only 24 inches is because this section here is a separate shed roof that slopes to the west. So it's not really that much weight. Whereas right here, you can see the footing steps out 3 inches, and then it'll step out 3 inches this side too for a 30-inch footing. And the reason why that one's 30-inch is because then the ICF wall that sits on top of that footing will carry the roof structure across that free span that I discussed earlier. So then as you come down here to this other end, this one again is only 24 inches because it doesn't have any roof load on it. So then the method I'm using to set my forms, I set up my outside perimeter boards, made sure they were square and to the correct length, and then I just cut a couple of simple templates. This one's the 24-inch template, which I cut to 24 1/4, and then the little jog in it is 10 inches, actually 10 1/4 inches deep where it takes that cut. So that way I'll be able to run it across and make sure that I've got my footings deep enough. And you can see I've set the first inside board on this corner now, and then that one is using my 30-inch template, which is 30 1/4 wide, and then the same 10 1/4 inches deep to make sure that I've got my depth. I'm not really worried about going too deep. What you don't want to do is go deep enough that you have to fill again, because if you do that, then you're not pouring your footing onto undisturbed soil, which is the spec. I do plan, before I put my rebar in, to bring out a mechanical tamper, and that's just good measure. It's good practice, and make sure that you get plenty of compaction on your soil before you pour the footing. So that's me from the weed patch. Beautiful day here, under 70 degrees right now, so it's perfect for working.